We're going to go into will Trump supporters respond when he's arrested.
A grand jury in Manhattan has voted to indict former...
A lot has been said about what Trump supporters are going to do, but to be honest with you, they haven't really done much. So let's look at the hogwash
President Donald Trump. We don't know the charges yet as the indictment is sealed. The New York grand jury was looking into a hush money payment in 2016. This makes Trump the first former president to ever face criminal charges. And it isn't the only investigation he's facing. We went to Waco this past weekend, where Trump held his first rally for his 2024 campaign, to find out what his supporters thought of his legal troubles.
2 for $20, Waco rally shirts. I love Trump on the back, says Waco right at the bottom.
It's great to be back in this beautiful and incredible state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots.
Are you worried that these criminal investigations could complicate Trump's campaign?
No. I think it's a great thing.
You think it's a great thing?
Yeah. I think it's going to just organize us more. I mean, honest to God, I think if people see what the Democrats are continuing to do, they see the false narrative, they know it's BS. I mean, if there was really a chance of it going to trial, which it isn't, zero. Read my lips. It ain't gonna never go to trial, okay? Trump can show up, they could handcuff him, they could have him stand on his head, it ain't gonna make no difference.
But how about this?
2 nights before the rally, Trump lashed out at the prosecutor in the hush money case, posting on Truth Social that a charge against him could result in, quote, death and destruction.
Trump is warned of death.
That's a crazy fucking thing to be able to say. Like, in Trump's case, it's like supposed to be a valid threat, too. Why do brokies always support a dude like Trump? What do you mean? He is literally the perfect poor man's rich guy. He presents the idea of like an American dream, even though he was born in a fucking born with a silver spoon. He's gaudy. He makes like ridiculous purchases that they would think, and he behaves in the way that they would exactly behave if they had that kind of money. Trump also has a lot of wealthy supporters, but I'm just saying, like, the poor people, if you're asking like why the brokies support Donald Trump, they look at him, they see his disdain for the liberal elite, they see him as like, they don't see him as like a out of touch rich guy. They see him as like the same kind of scumbag that they are, and how they would be if Donald Trump was, if they had Donald Trump's level of wealth. It's not even true. It's petite bourgeois car dealership owners who were his craziest supporters. That part is true, yes. But there are plenty of very poor people that absolutely fucking love him. What do you mean? Trump code switches harder than awesome when the girls are in town, class switching. But he doesn't. He doesn't even class switch, really. He just like openly, he even will show his disdain for the working poor, like regularly. He doesn't like his fucking followers. He's a millionaire who eats fast food exclusively. That's all we need to know. I mean, no, it ain't, bro. Everyone around Fresno area, the small cow towns are filled with Trumpies. Guys, Trump is a Republican. We know for a motherfucking fact that there are more Republicans. I mean, there are, out of the wealthiest classes, the majority of wealthier people vote for the Republican Party. Those people are voting for their own interests, okay? What we're talking about, however, is the people that actually move the needle. Because in this country, there are more poor people than there are rich people, okay? That's it. And there are plenty of, there's not 74 million car dealership owners in this country. And a lot of these dudes that are poor, that support Donald Trump, support him for a multitude of different reasons, one of which is that he's their guy. He speaks to them. Even when he says they're like dirty or treats them like they're dirty little piglets, which he does regularly, they're like, he's right. We should keep our head down. That's a rich man that's fighting for our rights. So he's allowed to say it. He's right. He ain't wrong. He tells it like it is. Like when Trump like fat shames his followers and shit, when he himself is fat, it's the same energy when they're like, I would make a joke like that.
Death and destruction, he said the other day, if he's indicted. What do you think he means by that?
He said what?
He said that there'll be death and destruction.
I don't know. I don't know what he means. Really, some random crap comes out of his mouth all the time.
Does any of that concern you, though?
No. No, there are idiots, right? There's idiots everywhere. So, like, Some people will take the words that he says and they will use them and they will like take them completely literally.
But you don't think he does it intentionally to incite
No,
violence?
I think it's how language is used. All of a sudden now in the past couple of years, it's since January 6th basically, they're taking everything so literally as to what everybody says.
It feels like Trump himself is raising the temperature and making threats that his own supporters would turn violent if he's indicted, if he's arrested.
When he says that, I genuinely don't think he's actually trying to incite violence or like anger. I just think he's trying to like maybe fuel up those people who are like working for them, like working for their kids, whatever. I think he's trying to like just incite like a like more fuel, give more fire to like his campaign. But I don't think he actually.
Bro, this is so awesome, dude. Like, this is why you can't fucking, there is no like one guy that supports either party any longer. Okay? The more the two parties have united on common interests and the more they like hyper focus on wedge issues, the more the California Republican looks objectively different than the Mississippi Republican. It's awesome. This kid for sure has a fake podcast TikTok account. Yes, both parties are united on their common shared goals, which is defending the interests of the mega wealthy, but they are divided on wedge issues. So it doesn't even fucking matter. You can have like a Chabra looking dude like this who is just as Republican as like the used car dealership owner who's like deeply and undesirably racist that lives in Mississippi.
Means in his comments that like there's gonna be death and destruction. I just think he means like we need to be ready to go. Everybody who supports him needs to be ready to like
ready to go to do what? Death and destruction, of course. I mean, fucking death to like, we're just gonna kill it, bruh. Like that's what we mean.
All to his campaign.
So when he says there'll be death and destruction, you're saying he doesn't literally mean death and destruction.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just more of a metaphor to like get his supporters. Like it's more of like a let's get rallied, let's get hyped, let's get like energized. Like we have to do
I always like to use death and destruction when I'm talking about get hyped.
this now. But I don't think when he says death and destruction by any means is he talking about people actually dying or like property being destroyed. I don't think he means that.
But that's exactly what happened on January 6th.
That is exactly what happened on January 6th. But I would hope
At least he admits that. That's a wild one. Why did you even concede to that point, brother? Get him. He's not a real one. He's Antifa probably.
Personally, I would hope that like we wouldn't go back to that. But I really think he's trying to get the people energized, saying like this is our time. This has to happen now. This is what's best for our country. And I think the amount of people here really reflects that.
It probably makes me the most innocent man in the history of...
Bro, this rally looks dog water. Like, the attendance is poor, man. This is not a good fucking rally. Like, numbers-wise, it looks like shit. I will admit. He kind of fell off, man. This is his first rally of the upcoming election cycle. Like, maybe because he picked it in Waco, which is still like relatively far from a lot of shit when that's just Texas. Still close enough to population centers, but not exactly like having it in a population center. They're all in jail. Not that many people actually went to jail for January 6th, my friend. No, it's infinitely more likely that they died of COVID than they actually went to jail for January 6th. I watched the April 5th, 2005 Howard interview of Donald last night. It was the most revealing interview I ever saw. He explains both why he bullies and how out of context clip chimping can hurt. Oh my God, me and Donald Trump aligned on the same agenda against clip chimpers. That's awesome. All right, let's finish this video and then we'll look at that.
Of our country, friends of mine say that.
How do you think Trump supporters should respond if he's indicted?
I don't know. I'm nervous about that because Trump just said the other day, like, go out and protest when he was talking about the indictment. And I think a lot of people, if he does get arrested, are going to protest. We shouldn't be scared to protest, don't get me wrong. That's our constitutional right. We should be able to come out and speak our mind, but they will capitalize on any type of mistake that we make.
Are you talking about January 6th?
I am, yeah. I don't think that would have happened if none of the government's infiltrates were there, I don't think there would have been a riot. I don't think the majority of Trump supporters are violent antagonists. I don't think that is our base at all, but all you need is a little bit of push sometimes to get people to do the wrong thing, and anything could happen.
Thank you, Texas.
Chat is unbearable. No, you can't fix these people, okay? You can't. Stop. Violent tornado alert today. Okay. Yeah, that is currently in where is it? Iowa and Illinois. Strong a threat of strong tornadoes. Tornado watch in Iowa and Illinois.
Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm Michael Learmonth, editor-in-chief of Vice News. Too often, traditional news outlets